House of Reverie's expedition I've never heard of. Grand Maestro Forte rebuffing his proper title. And the temple room where we found Fletch? It looked the same as the room we first entered, but there wasn't a cobweb or broken pew in sight. It means we ventured somewhere we never should have gone. The past. I know it seems far-fetched, but remember that stone we first activated? I thought the inscription referenced an event, but the past was a destination, not an occurrence. That's my theory, and I'd rather not explore further to find out. Affecting the past has far-reaching consequences. It makes me wonder what trouble we've already caused. But this stone's inscription indicates it should send us back to the present. I can't be sure, in all honesty, but we have to try. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in the past. This stone should lead us back to our natural time. All you need to do is keep that destination clearly in your mind. I'll follow right behind you. It is quite intriguing. Grand Maestro Forte is the head of Summerset's greatest acting troupe, the House of Reveries. But I've also heard tale that he's a great academic as well, though perhaps I'm more familiar with his work than I thought. The research I've been using to help translate the language here came from an expedition that occurred around this time. Perhaps Maestro Forte wrote the very notes that led me here. I'll ask him, but I'd rather not affect the past more than we have. Well, Fletch was very close to death, and I recall seeing bones in our present time, right where I found him injured. Most likely he was supposed to die. I'm almost glad I was so ignorant when I healed him. I don't know what I would have done. As I said earlier, changing the past has far-reaching consequences. For all I know, healing Fletch could have dire consequences to our present. I would have had to weigh his life against the potential impact of that change. Quite a somber thought. I've been hearing this voice since I first started translating these inscriptions. It must be some sort of magic, connected to the inscriptions. Perhaps connected to the language itself, come to think of it. Oh, it is rather odd for a mysterious language to speak to anyone who reads it. The misdirecting nature of Ebon Stadmont must have kept researchers from studying these inscriptions, that's all. Not to mention the local wildlife. I'm not sure what to tell you. I do know that we have to return to our time, and quickly. This mysterious voice, whatever its motivation, is the only thing helping us do that. We have little choice but to follow it now.
It's you. Years and years, and I never could find you. And here you are. Back where it all began. Looking as if you haven't aged a day. My friend, what happened to you? So the stone did send you to the future after all. I had feared the worst. That day I tried to follow after you and return to our original time. But the stone's magic faded, and the doorway closed. Try as I might, I couldn't get it open. I was trapped within Ebbenstadmont. For decades, I'd been studying this language and desperately searching for a way out. But my path would always lead me back here. But I did it. I finally found a way to go back, to stop this all from happening. I must stop myself from ever going back in time. I've been wasting my life within this cursed forest. The Southern Stone. That's the key to... Wait, what's that? Is that Fletch? Fletch! Ah!
I'm sorry, dear, but your role has been cut.
A temple. You must go back. Go through the temple. The Southern Stone. Bane away, Tendel. Those are the words. Stop this from happening. Take my diary. It will prove everything.
course, the play continues. I'll see you soon.
Such an effort to escape me. I suppose I have what I need.
Well, I suppose it's curtain call. You finally figured it out. Well, and Derwin figured it out, didn't she? But hey, you put all the legwork in. And here you are, just in time to stop our leading lady from ever performing her starring role. Ah, but did you kill me? Truly? Not even an accomplished healer could bring me back? And yes, I did take part in Derwin's final scene. Or rather, I will. All a matter of perspective there, you see. But she shouldn't have tried to cut the act short. Derwin was the leading lady of our production. It was up to her to uncover the mysteries of Ebon Stadmont, to find the true potential of its hidden power. But she found a way to escape, and in her last breath told you the way back to the start. Sadly, yes. And so my part must end as well. I put on quite the performance, though, don't you think? The poor, confused soul, the dastardly villain, the mysterious sage. But I think you have a task to do, don't you? A dying wish to fulfill? Yes, our heroine should be just outside, if I remember correctly. After so many times around, though, I tend to lose track. Well, no need to get into all of that. I told you the very first time we met. I'm Fletch. I used to be a mere actor, but now I serve a greater force. I've served her for quite a while now, helping to find the true power of Ebon Stadmont. With Derwin's help, of course. What did Derwin call her? Ah, the Spirit of the Sanctum. An appropriate title as any. She rules over this forest. I think she always has, though I'm not quite sure. She needed the power here, you see. Ebon Stadmont was integral to her plans. Don't bother asking me. Mostly because I have no idea. I would have died had the spirit not saved me. And it wasn't too bad. A supporting role at best. I'd make sure the loop continued, make sure Derwin kept researching again and again. Oh, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I barely understand, and I've lived through it. And it's done now, in any case. You made sure of that. But I think the spirit learned enough. It will have to do. The language here, of course. You see, it's all rather tricky. Only mortals are able to use the language. That's what allowed you to travel through time after all. And Derwin was the perfect candidate to uncover its secrets. Yes, all our heroine needed was the proper motivation. Derwin was trapped within the forest, unable to get out. Then she would hear a whisper, guiding, always guiding. And as Derwin used the language, my mistress would be watching. What did Derwin call her?
you are! How did you get inside without me seeing you? We finally made it to the temple. Oh, I just can't wait to see what secrets are inside. The temple is a trap? What do you mean? A book? Why, this is my handwriting. I've been trapped within this forest for decades now. Trapped within the past. My face is filled with wrinkles. My heart darkened with regrets. My life was stolen from me. Something trying to... My goodness. This is all so hard to wrap my head around. Yes, I agree. You've gone above and beyond protecting me during this expedition. Though the details seem a bit complicated, to think I would have been trapped here, I'd say our contract is concluded. Thank you for all you've done. I suppose I did succeed in this expedition. The notes you've given me are written by my hand after all. Though of course that me won't exist now since you've stopped me and I'm going to stop now. Before my head hurts. I'm sure these notes will give me more details. The best thing to do now is share our findings with the Mages Guild. Let them know how dangerous this forest truly is. As for me, I'll join back up with Tellinger. You know, it may be silly, but I suppose I came here to step out of his shadow. If I could be the one to crack Ebon Stadmont, well, perhaps that would be enough. And then I was trapped. Tellinger is the one who makes brash decisions and puts us all in danger, and I'm the one who helps fix it. Yet as soon as I lead, I find myself in the same position as him. For now, I'd rather clean up his messes rather than make my own.
mighty warrior. Hail, weary traveler! Seek ye the torchlit halls of Sovngarde? You will not find them here, alas. Naught but puny elves and snow-backed wizards dwell in this place. I am bound for the Whalebone Bridge, and soon's mighty challenge. Join me! Confused? Bah! You sound like that scrawny mage Erudil. My course is plain. I must make my way to the dwelling place of my honored ancestors, to bathe my beard in mead and sing the shield-pain song of battle. Make way, or taste sky-forged steel. You would have words with that thin-legged sorcerer? Fine! You will find him in the courtyard of the gaudy elf hall up the hill. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an adventure to return to.
Come on, you filthy! You're the first thing I've encountered that isn't a slavering beast or drooling savage. Begs the question, what you're doing out here. Did that idiot Medze send you? The fool I followed out here. I lost track of him after these wretched goblins stole my pack. Hopefully he can manage not to get himself killed long enough for me to recover our notes. Their research for Medze's recital at the Illumination Academy. I've been transcribing them for weeks. The goblins tossed them all over. Not big readers, I guess. But this tribe is bigger than I thought. What are you? Some sort of saint sent to deliver me from digging through Maluk's squalor? Well, 2 searchers are better than 1. We'll meet near the eastern exit of the Coral Splitter Caves, not too far from safety. Watch yourself. I could, but I don't know why you'd want to know. You're doing me a favor, so go on and ask. I don't know how much longer I can hide out here. Give me some good news. That's the last of them. I'm not going to give you some my savior routine, but thanks. This is not how I plan to die. Do me one last favor. It's a small one. Would you deliver those papers to Medze and tell him I quit? Look, I've had enough of Medze. The humming, the whistling, the constant attempts at rhyming. I'm not completely heartless. That's everything I cataloged on this misbegotten adventure. With it, he can finish his research.
Naliara, stay strong. Your salvation is at hand. Though if you could call out, that
Sexy
would be
Ma!
helpful.
He's coming! I'm gone.
I finally girded myself with the courage of my forefathers. I'm prepared to add my deeds to theirs. Even if it means entering oblivion itself, I will find Naliara. You, haven't seen her, have you? Naliara quit? Oh, I suppose I cannot fault her. Capture by vile goblins was simply too much for her delicate spirit. But without her records of my spontaneous, inspired verse, my recital is doomed. Oh, well, that's great. I nearly have everything I need to complete my epic of the war fought between the goblins and high elves here. All that's left is for me to uncover the site of their most pivotal battle. Come, let's make history! I mean, I just assumed since Naliara entrusted you with her notes, you were taking over her duties. You don't want to uncover a once-in-a-lifetime discovery? I have a generous stipend from the Illumination Academy to complete my work. The site is close. I just know it. Dramatic instinct. My antiquated directions said the entrance would be where two falls meet stone. Sounds more like an uncomfortable pratfall than landmark, but my guess is the site is near water. The answers must lie in these ruins. Oh, Naliara, if only you'd waited. Hurry, let us claim the prize. Some kind of trade ledger? Oh, how mundane. It seems like the elves who built this place engaged in deals with goblins. That can't be right, can it? This looks like scouting reports. Land surveys, goblin settlements. Why was the water source of such interest to them? These look like plans for resettlement. Elven and Goblin. They were proposing a land trade with the tribes. It seems the offer was refused. Oh gods, this is terrible! This adventure truly is a tragedy. I can't use any of this! These tablets show the goblins weren't always viciously territorial. Elves and goblins coexisted. Traded, until the elves wanted King's Haven Pass badly enough to betray that trust. It flies in the face of every existing account of this region. I sought a subject for heroic composition. There is no truthful recounting of this history that would flatter the elves. Sing the truth, and my patrons will loathe me. Sing a lie, and my artistic integrity dies. It's what a noble hero would do, isn't it? Self-sacrifice for the sake of the downtrodden is practically obligatory. If I don't make it back to Daggerfall, carry on my tale. Don't let my beautiful voice be silenced. You've been an able guide to heroism, keeping me on the righteous road in the face of adversity. When I sing of the divine messenger who sent me on this path, know that it's your praises I sing. Oh, I like that. The time has come for me to unsheath the quill, even if I'm not.
Attention! Class is now in session.
What are you... Eye of Magnus, another one. That's a very convincing costume. What are you supposed to be? Some gallant hero? Trinimac in disguise? Wait, you're not one of my classmates. You really are a hero, aren't you? Thank Auriel. I need your help. I may have unleashed a powerful enchantment on the Academy. Quite by accident, mind you. There's this book, you see, The Illuminous. I stole just the briefest of peeks. Barely even a peek, honestly. It drove... when I set it down over there.
You're supposed to be... I don't see how I can get... done yet. Cowards, the lot of you. This mine belongs to House Selos. You are intruders, and will be disciplined as such. Practically lame. We'll have this place cleaned out in no time. Oh, this is good stuff. Old Selos must have been raking in a fortune. So you believe there was gold in here? Fools.
Sat, drop those weapons, murderer.
Ah, Navina. I suspected you were smarter than your father.
You'll pay for this, Sadri.
Well, you'll have to catch me first.
By the beck, no! Well, yes.
Stop this nonsense right now. Unbelievable. You see? It's...
Erudial? Ugh, what are you still doing here?
Glardir, where in Tamriel have you been?
I told you before, Glardir's gone. Look, you're so plain, Erudial. So boring.
Well, there's no need for that. I know she doesn't seem the part, but Glard... Right, maybe. I think I saw Pavo. Where do... I suppose... You're right, yeah. Where do you... I've been...
Please, won't you help a poor soul like me? Please, my lady, spare a coin for a wretched beggar? Oh, but I am wretched. Don't you see my filthy fingernails? My oozing sores? I am a victim, it's true, but not of an enchantment. No, I haven't the heart to speak it aloud. Some cruel scribe committed my woes to paper, but... Have you come for another look at nameless sorrow? Look then, Weedle. A name that breaks even the hardest hearts. Most people don't notice us lowly beggars, let alone learn our names. I thank you for that. Such generosity. Have you come for another look, Weedle? What? Oh, great Namira! Sweet Prince of Decay! I thought I'd never see you. Oh, thank you. Undo what has been done, I beg you! Yes, I feel not much different, actually. What is going on? This is that was it? I don't feel cured at all. I feel the same. I'm confused. No, you must be wrong. Look! I'm covered in rags and sores. Just look at me. Look! Oh. Wait, what am I doing? Who are you? Erudiel. Yes, I remember. My frumpy, boring friend. I should find him. Maybe I can help.
There you are. I have wonderful news. Maybe. The book, it changed. I was examining the book again, trying to see if there was anything I missed. Then, lines of text started appearing on the page right before my eyes. I know. He just returned. How did you manage it? Well, that's oddly specific, but I'm glad my plan worked. It can't be a coincidence. That must be what affected the Illuminus. Just take a look. Whatever's taken hold of Gladir is clearly not pleased. I hate to cause her more distress, but I think we should keep freeing my friends. You saved Pavo! Well done! You should find the others. Perhaps you could help to Nelwyn next. She was interrogating 2 of my fellow students in the lecture garden.
What is that approaching? Some strange sea beast. Prepare to be boarded, mate.
One of you is the thief. I'll crack this case yet. Careful there, friend. There's a thief about. One of these 2 scamps is the criminal mastermind behind a Oh, goodness, no! Sure. So, finished reading about my heroic exploits? Impressive, yes? Yes, Investigator Vale at your service. Have a puzzling crime to report? Well, I'll sort out your issue soon enough. First, I need to expose the sticky-fingered pie pilferer. It's clearly one of these 2. What? Of course I am, silly. I know this seems like an unsolvable crime to the average citizen, but it's really all quite clear to me. Simply put, I'm never wrong. Proof? Why, of course I have proof. I just want these 2 to wriggle on the hook a bit longer. I'll reveal the identity of the thief soon enough.
Avast! Why do you pester me like this nosy wench? I've no use for lubber pies.
That slippery Breton must have taken it. Believe me, I know a thief when I see one, and that little twerp is guilty as they come. Must be mighty quick, though. I barely took me eyes off the rascal, and these eyes are as sharp as fishhooks, see? No, not possible. Investigator Vale said one of us is guilty, and it weren't me.
She's clever as a one-eyed shark, that one. Vale's never wrong. Never! I saw a flash of brown fur out of the corner of me eye, quick as a dolphin in the wake. It was heading towards the hedgerow, I think. You don't think the Breton's a werewolf, do you?
You lay yet more burdens on an already burdened brow? I stole no pies. Now off with you before I cast you into the dungeon. Pie? I can't trouble myself with such trifling matters. I have a kingdom to look after, and a churlish child to wrangle. I stole no pies. It was clearly the pirate over there. I have no idea how. I never saw the scoundrel leave. What? You want me to believe that Investigator Vale got this wrong? Ha! Preposterous! The pirate's to blame. Just look at all these crumbs. Only a sloppy mariner would make such a mess. Yes? Look, they're everywhere. Leading off into the bushes, it seems. Why that scallywag stole off into the bushes, I don't know. But you can't expect a weary sovereign to understand the mind of a criminal.
Ah, you've arrived just in time to see me expose the pastry thief. It's quite clear that the guilty party is none other than that pirate there. The picaroon's testimony, while colourful, included the flavour of the pie, a fact that only someone who tasted it would know. Another puzzling case closed. A dog? Of course. The fur, the crumbs. How could I have missed it? It was so obvious. No, this isn't right. This isn't how the story goes. I am Investigator Vale. I am never wrong. Wait, I hear a name. Who is Tanelwen? I'm so Yes, I remember now. That damn... Let's see if Erudiel has found a solution yet.
Does that mean we aren't in trouble?
I don't know. Now I'm hungry.
Another successful rescue? Thank goodness. I suspected as much. Perfect. We're clearly onto something. When you rescue someone, new passages appear in the book. It's almost like you're writing a new story. Intriguing, and more than a little Gladia's persona. Freeing my... Have you found...
come on! Jump! It's fun! I want to see if you bounce!
I am. I'll show you. Right. I'm not afraid. Hello. Come to join in my adventures? Or maybe you mean to scold me like the mean old workers. I hope not. I could use a new playmate. Torchbug's fun, but a little strange. He's my best friend. Just over there, see? He always has the funniest ideas, but sometimes he says things that crinkle my carapace. Still, he's always good for an adventure. Sitting in the mines is so boring. A game! A guessing game! So, can you guess who I am? Yes, yes, you got it! I am the most fearless adventurer on 8 legs. Nothing scares me. Not a thing. Not even those big hairy spiders in the garden. Definitely not those. Scribs aren't afraid of spiders. Not one bit. Okay, I've got this.
Not you again!
And go! Is that a spider? Ah! No, no! Get it away from me! Oh, disgusting creatures!
Wait, where are you? Oh, you ruined it!
What is going on? It was just a spider. This isn't right. I'm brave. I'm... A Rudu? You mean he's...
There you... every time...
Enough of this! You! Oh, I've had just about enough of you. Oh, such Yes! You don't deserve this book. It's mine!
Gladir, wait! She vanished. Oh, of all... Well, that is... suboptimal.
It found me! Save yourselves!